Hey, what's up? Adam Lobo here from Adam Lobo TV. And just in case you have missed the Apple event that happened earlier today, 1 AM Malaysian time, here's everything that you need to know about the product announcements and also the price announcements here in Malaysia too. So here it is. Alright, as for the first product announcement, Apple unveiled the OG or the 9th generation iPad, which is now equipped with the A13 Bionic chipset, which is still faster than any Android tablet out right now. And keep in mind guys that this chipset was released way back in 2019 and is still faster. Now, while it had the similar form factor as the previous generation, but it now comes with an improved camera system where the rear 8-megapixel camera has a better autofocus and low-light photography, and the front camera is a 12-megapixel ultra-wide-angle camera with the new center stage feature, which in case you guys do not know is the similar feature available for the iPad Pro, where the camera will follow your movement when you are on a video call, and it works on both orientations of landscape and portrait as well. Now, this 10.2-inch tablet will also feature Apple's True Tone Retina display, and it will be shipped with the new iPad OS 15, which I've covered on all the cool features on this iPad OS 15, which I'll also link that video down below. Now, as for the price, it will be starting at 1,499 ringgit for the Wi-Fi models, and the Wi-Fi and cellular models will start at 2,119 ringgit. Then the first generation Apple Pencil, which is compatible with this iPad, will be priced at 419 ringgit, and the Smart Keyboard at 649 ringgit. So stay tuned on the further updates on the availability here in Malaysia. And yes, I personally feel that if you have not experienced owning an iPad, especially with the new iPad OS yet, this would be a very compelling option since it comes with a very great price. Now, the latest generation iPad mini was something that I was eagerly waiting, since the first generation iPad mini was my very first tablet that I've owned from Apple, still working. And the good news is that it comes with a totally new redesign, almost similar to the iPad Air, which I totally loved. It is now available in pink, starlight, purple and space grey, and it comes with a bigger 8.3-inch liquid retina display. And what's interesting is that it gives us a bigger screen real estate with the same form factor. It also has brightness up to 500 nits, a P3 white color gamut, an anti-reflective screen coating and a true tone display. And since now it's almost all screen in front, you'll also find the Touch ID power button, which is a good indicator for future Apple devices moving forward. Then when it comes to the chipset, it has the new A15 Bionic chipset, which we all know how powerful the Bionic chipsets can always be, especially for a brand new generation, where this 6-core CPU gives 40% jump in performance and the 5-core GPU gives an 80% leap in graphic performance compared to the previous generation of the iPad mini. Now, like the iPad and the iPad Pro, center stage will also be introduced to the new 12-megapixel ultra-wide front camera as well, and the rear 12-megapixel sensor comes with a larger aperture to capture sharp, vivid photos, especially during low-light situations with a true tone flash. And keeping things consistent, the iPad mini now features a USB-C port for up to 5 Gbps data transfer, which is 10 times faster than the previous generation. And with this, it connects with a vast ecosystem of USB-C accessories, including cameras, external storage and displays up to 4K. And there's also an improved stereo speakers, which is also nice to know because I have been just playing music off my iPad Pro speakers most of the time, so it's nice to know that I'm able to do that on a smaller form factor. And this new iPad mini supports tons of other accessories like the second generation Apple Pencil, which attaches magnetically and wirelessly charges the pencil. Then there's the slim Smart Folio colors matching the color of the body as well. And like the iPad, it will be shipped with iPad OS 15. Then as for the price here in Malaysia, the new iPad mini starts at 2,299 ringgit for the Wi-Fi models and 2,949 ringgit for the cellular model. Then the second generation Apple Pencil will be priced at 549 ringgit and the Smart Folios is at 269 ringgit. Next, Apple unveiled the brand new Apple Watch Series 7. And here's where there was this online hoo-ha about how the design wasn't how it was predicted on the leaks. Well, now you know not to fully believe in leaks, eh? Now, in terms of the design, while there was no total overhaul of the change, but it does have a softer and a more rounded corners, where it has 40% thinner borders and 20% more screen area compared to the Series 6. Then the touchscreen buttons on the new watchOS 8 are now bigger, and because of the larger screen, there's about 50% more text, which you'll be able to access a full keyboard, which you can tap or slide accordingly, and this new screen is also 70% brighter as well. Now, in terms of durability, since that is very important on any watch, the front crystal is stronger and more robust, which is about 50% thicker than the Apple Watch Series 6, and now it has IP6X dust resistant and water resistant rating of WR50. Then there are improvements on the Apple Watch Series 7's battery, as it provides an all-day 18-hour battery life on a single charge and 33% faster charging compared to the Apple Watch Series 6 through the new charging architecture and the magnetic fast charger USB-C cable. Then there are 5 brand new aluminium case colors, including Midnight, Starlight, Green, a new blue, and product red as well. And good news for us Malaysians, because Apple has also announced that the Apple Fitness Plus will be extended to 15 new countries later this year, including Malaysia as well. So yes, this will open new doors if you are like me who really enjoy working out or just doing simple meditation or yoga, as Apple Fitness Plus has tons of training and programs over there as well, which also syncs with your Apple Watch, especially with the brand new shared workouts as well, which is super exciting to know. Now, this is the only product which I don't have the official pricing here in Malaysia, but the pricing in US starts at $399 USD. Alright, going into the smartphones next is the iPhone 13 mini and the iPhone 13. Now, before we go further, I just want to say that I'm glad that the iPhone 13 mini is still around, because I really like the iPhone 12 mini, and while there are rumors that the next mini iteration might not be produced anymore, so let's hope that it is here to stay, and of course let's not believe in the rumors as much. Now, the first thing that I've noticed is the smaller or thinner notch, about 20% lesser. The improved Super Retina XDR OLED displays has a 28% increase in the max outdoor brightness, where the iPhone 13 comes with a 6.1-inch and 5.4-inch on the iPhone 13 mini. And the lenses are now arranged diagonally to include the optical image stabilization for the main lens. It also has a larger aperture of better capture of light, especially during low light, and all of the lenses can record up to 4K 60 frames per second. Now, since the insides are also redesigned, they can also fit a bigger battery. And while battery capacity numbers has proven not to be a matter on iPhones, since their chipset does an amazing job on the battery life, it now has 1.5 hours more battery on the mini and 2.5 hours more on the iPhone 13. And speaking of chipsets, a new iPhone means a new chipset, of course. So yes, it has the all-new A15 Bionic chipset, which is still hands down the fastest chipset on any smartphone. Now, not only the phone will be shipped with the new iOS 15, but Apple has announced this cool cinematic video mode, which you could create a great shallow depth of field on the phone, and even freaking focus racking to focus between one subject to another. And that is a real cinematic video recording experience, because that is something only pro mirrorless or even cinema cameras can only do very well. Now, both the iPhone 13 and the iPhone 13 mini will be available in pink, blue, midnight, starlight, and product red, which starts at a price of 3,899 ringgit for the iPhone 13, and the iPhone 13 mini starts at 3,399 ringgit, which is the exact price when the iPhone 12 and the 12 mini was announced. So good job, Apple. Then finally, as for the iPhone 13 Pro and the iPhone 13 Pro Max, firstly comes with a brand new and an improved screen. Now, the screen size of the iPhone 13 Pro is the same as the iPhone 13 at 6.1 inches, and the iPhone 13 Pro Max is at 6.7 inches. And the screen's XDR display goes up to a massive level of brightness, up to 1200 nits. And finally, there's the 120Hz ProMotion adaptive displays on these Pro models that adjust from 10Hz to 120Hz, which adapts to your usage, thus saving battery, which is something that I prefer compared to some smartphones which tends to only stick to a higher refresh rate. And since iPhones has always been known to have a very beautiful screen, even when it was on 60Hz, I really can't wait to experience this 120Hz refresh rate on the iPhone since it does an amazing job on the iPad Pro models. Now, other than the obvious CPU speeds on the new A15 Bionic chipset, the 5-core GPU on the iPhone 13 Pro and the Pro Max is hands down the fastest compared to any smartphones out right now. And here's where I can't wait to test out high graphic intensive games like Genshin Impact once I get my hands on the phone. As for the cameras, it comes with the new sets of cameras where not only the aperture value is bigger to get in more light into the lenses, but the ultra-wide camera now doubles up as the macro lens, which has a very close 2 cm of minimum focal distance. So yes, it's nice to know that there's no dedicated macro lens like how some smartphones tend to do. Now, as for how it is for all the newer iPhones, the new iPhone Pro and the Pro Max has better battery life, where it is about 1.5 hours on the previous generation Pro and 2.5 hours on the previous generation Pro Max. Which, although I did not get my hands on the Pro and the Pro Max last year, those phones had great reputation of having very good battery life, so it's nice to know that it's even better, especially with the brighter screen and the higher refresh rate. Then finally, Apple announced something which really excited me as a video content creator that will be available later this year, which is Apple's ProRes recording on the iPhone 13 Pro and the 13 Pro Max. Now, this can record up to 4K 30 frames per second for the 256GB variant onwards. And guys, I have to tell you how freaking amazing this is because my current cinema camera, the Blackmagic 6K, records ProRes on the camera, and it is hands down the best codec that works with every NLE or video editing software, whether or not you're using Final Cut Pro 10, DaVinci Resolve, or that god-forsaken Adobe Premiere. And knowing the fact that I can potentially use this iPhone to record videos and match it according to my Blackmagic camera footage, that, my friends, is really mind-blowing to know. Then the new iPhone 13 Pro and the iPhone 13 Pro Max comes in new stainless steel colors such as graphite, gold, silver, and the all-new Sierra Blue. And while the new Sierra Blue looks really nice, but oh god, that silver though. Then when it comes to the pricing, the iPhone 13 Pro starts at 4,899 ringgit and the iPhone 13 Pro Max starts at 5,299 ringgit. And yes, I will leave all the links down in the description below. Alright guys, there you have it, all of the product announcements from Apple earlier today. And with this, I would like to know which one of all of this product's release excites you the most. Let me know at the comment section below. Because for me, I'm really eager to get my hands on the brand new iPad mini, the Apple Watch Series 7 and also the iPhone 13 Pro Max to really use these products to see how beneficial that it could be, especially when it comes to you for making a purchase decision. Aside from that, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel in case you guys haven't done so for my hands-on and my full video review of the items mentioned. My name is Adam Lobo and I'll see you in my next video.